Hi everyone. So here is one for the road, and I've been running it through my mind, and so just know that the thought is a work in progress. So here is the thought. You remember at that mountain, the mountain of temptation, that one, yes. When Jesus had finished fasting, he was hungry as is expected, and this is a thought that's been running through my mind, and I'm hoping to gather it together in 1 minute. Anyways, after Jesus had finished fasting, the devil started to tempt him. And I know there are many lessons that we have been able to pick out of that encounter. But here is it for me. The devil came and started asking Jesus questions like, if you say you are the Son of God. First question was, if you say you're the Son of God, turn stones to bread. Second question is, if you say you are the Son of God, jump from this mountain. And each time it was about, hey, prove yourself. If you say you are who you say you are, do this. And in my understanding of that scripture, every time that question was thrown, Jesus left the question of proof. The question of proof that you are who you say you are. And he went on to answer something else that he understood by that question. And I'm like, hey guy, this is what we are trying to say. If you say you are this, right? Show by some display of power that you are who you say you are, that you are able to do what you say you can do. And each time, Jesus practically ignored that and went ahead to answer the question of principle, the question of, oh no, you cannot tempt God, no, you cannot live. And it seemed like he ignored that one. And for me, it's that every time someone is asking you to prove anything regarding your identity, there is something underlying. It's a trap question. Anything that puts you under pressure to prove that you are something is a trap question. And you are to basically follow that example, ignore that, and move on to the real question. There's something behind it. And we are always tempted, we are always under pressure to really prove that we can do what we say we can do, or not even what we said we can do, what people said we can do. We always feel the pressure to jump up to the template. And so this is for me, really, this one is for me. And I'm hoping that as you are, doing things, you can hear in between the lines when the question is a question that you prove your identity, when the question is really regarding the pressure to show that you belong, and that you can just follow that template and ignore. And the worst part, the painful part for me, is that I didn't even say that this is what I was trying to be. I don't remember before that encounter Jesus declaring, and Jesus really had moments when he declared that I am the Son of God, right? I came from the Father. There are several places in the scripture where he said that. But before that temptation, it was only John the Baptist who had said so. And the devil knew that it was true, that Jesus was the Son of God. And so that pressure to make him prove, I think that would have been a fatal fall of man. The second man. Can you imagine that? And so every time it comes in forms of questions, I am in a new environment now, I'm meeting with different people, and every time when people are gathered, there are people who take the likelihood, they might not know it, but they take the likelihood of the devil himself, and they say things that kind of push you to say, you can just do that now. Are you not? You can just snap your fingers and that happens. And that is not the problem. The dare is not the problem. The question is not the problem. The problem is when you are under pressure to prove yourself in any certain of way, because that kind of pressure really comes from an uncertainty that you are who they say you are, that you are who you are supposed to be. Every time you find yourself rushing to prove anything for that matter, you are not sure you are that person, or you're not even sure that you can do that thing. And so you are trying to prove to people, to prove to, yourself majorly, that you can do what, they say you can do. And so this is still a thought I am developing, but it has just stayed with me. And if this is not for you, as always, just keep watching. One day, hopefully, you'll find me talking to you. All right, guys, have to run.